talk about this game as a return to form to the Crimson Tide. The defense was awesome. Jordan Battle with an interception for a touchdown. Will Anderson with 4 sacks. Just an absolute dominant display. One we've been waiting for from Alabama in these kind of games defensively. Even against Mississippi State, they were dominant defensively, and then the balloon kind of let out there at the end as Mississippi got a couple touchdowns. But they just, from start to finish, hammered the Bulldogs tonight. 2 interceptions of Will Rogers. Will Rogers was playing through some pain, you could tell. Completed 35 of 55 of his passes. Yeah, he threw the ball 55 times. Good Lord. And that's okay if you're the Alabama Crimson Tide. It's okay that he completed a ton of passes. He's going to. Because what you want to do against this Mississippi State Mike Leach offense is sit back. Sooner or later, a mistake is going to happen. Whether it be a dropped pass, a pass breakup, or it's batted down at the line, a penalty, a sack. Something is eventually going, or even just a missed throw, something eventually is going to go off target for the Bulldogs, and they're going to struggle. That's what, and you're going to keep them in between the 20s. They forced for 3 field goals. I don't know why Mike Leach was going for those field goals. That was interesting. You're not going to win. You know, Tom Fornelli from CBS Sports has the Simpsons gif where it's you don't make friends with salad, but it's you don't make friends with field goals. Yeah, I don't know quite sure what he was doing there. You're not going to beat the Crimson Tide with field goals. And yeah, they got killed. But eventually with that, a Mississippi State offense is they're not meant to go downfield. And when these issues come up and there is a penalty, there is something that knocks them off schedule, all of a sudden they're in trouble. Come on, Blues, for goodness sakes. And that's what it was quite often the Alabama defense just getting all the pressure in the world on Rodgers. He took a lot of hits tonight. The running game wasn't able to get anything going, but when is a Mike Leach running back or running game ever getting anything going? And when you have an elite defense or elite defensive players like Alabama does, you can play. It's easy to shut down this offense. Like LSU, when Ricks and Stingley, I believe, were both healthy, they got shut down. Washington constantly, when Leach was at Mississippi State, shut that team down. And they had better quarterbacks than they do now, unfortunately. I like Will Rogers, but I don't think he's Minshew or Luke Falk or some of those guys. But yeah, it was just, that's how you do it. Or at Texas Tech and in the Big 12, nobody played defense in that era. But Oklahoma, Texas were constantly, except the 1 year, able to shut it down by playing back and forcing a mistake. Because you're not, against these teams, you're not just going to drive down the field on 12, 15 plays constantly. You may do it once, and we saw that today in Kentucky, Georgia. Even against the best defenses, you're going to get one drive. You better capitalize. No matter or at least you're going to get a couple drives. But for the most part, when you have elite corners or elite talent and you play that style, you're going to get a stop, you're going to get a holding, or you're going to get something's going to go wrong for Alabama or for Mississippi State, and it did. And they pulled off a win tonight. And their defense isn't going to hold up against this Alabama offense. It's not as good as A&M's defense. Starkville isn't the atmosphere that a College Station is.